a minuscule, jackal-sized pioneer representing the absolute earliest and most pocket-sized form of the advanced elephant lineage. It possesses a compact, low-slung body plan, a tapir-like head structure, and a highly nimble quadrupedal frame. Its short, sleek pelage likely shows a mottled mud tan or sandy olive pattern, providing excellent camouflage within the warm, shallow marine lagoons, dynamic tidal deltas, and lush coastal mangrove swamps of its West African range. A secretive and quiet generalist, it patrols the shoreline margins and brackish estuaries of prehistoric Togo, using its low-crowned, hump-cheeked teeth to crush soft aquatic plants, roots, and coastal vegetation. On solid ground, it travels with a light, scampering stride, freezing instantly under the cover of dense reeds if threatened. Mostly solitary, it remains completely silent while foraging, but individuals emit quick nasal snorts when startled. Frequently shares its lush estuarine waterways with early whales and ancient manatees. It is instantly separated from older, contemporary browsers like Phosphatherium and Barytherium by its drastically smaller proportions, and a highly distinct lower molar arrangement, featuring 3 pairs of humped cusps instead of a simple 2-ridged layout. A small, ancestral elephantiform standing 134.5 centimeters at the shoulder, and weighing roughly 1,200 kilograms. It features an elongated skull, a high knuckle crest, a narrow palate, and a remarkably protruding lower jaw. Its leathery hide shows a dull slate gray or mud tan wash. Possessing a distinct, muscular trunk, it is uniquely double-tusked. Thin, recurved upper tusks drop vertically like blades, while flat, shovel-like lower tusks project straight ahead. It thrives in the lush, monsoonal swamp forests, slow-moving river valleys, and rich estuarine margins of northern Africa. A quiet forest browser, it roams riverine channels to feed on twigs, leaves, and soft dicot fruits, using its flat lower tusks to scoop or crop dense vegetation. On land, it moves with a steady, low-slung quadrupedal trot, usually solitary or found in pairs. It remains secretive under cover, communicating through low, wet nasal snorts and soft throat grunts. Frequently shares its tropical marsh habitat with Palaeomastodon. It is best distinguished from Palaeomastodon by its narrower palate profile and shorter, conventionally gnadont cheek teeth with a distinct trefoil pattern, and from the contemporary Phaeomia major by its significantly smaller, more compact body frame. A large, robust ancestral elephantiform standing roughly 200 centimeters at the shoulder, and massing up to 2,000 kilograms. It possesses an elongated skull profile, a raised knuckle crest to balance its head weight, and a significantly protruding lower jaw. Its thick, sparse skin shows a dark slate gray or mud tan wash. Equipped with a muscular, highly functional trunk, it is uniquely double-tusked. Thin, blade-like upper tusks curve downward, while its elongated mandible houses straight, flat lower tusks. It actively patrols the lush gallery forests, riverine woodlands, and dense tropical valley tracts of northeast Africa. A secretive forest browser, it utilizes its flat lower tusks and versatile trunk to anchor branches, stripping leaves and snapping twigs under dense canopies. On solid ground, its graviportal limbs drive a steady, heavy quadrupedal stride. Mostly solitary, it remains quiet while foraging, but adults communicate via low, chest-vibrating throat rumbles and sharp nasal snorts. Frequently shares its rich tropical habitats with early barythers and mastodons. It is easily separated from them by its double-tusked, long-jawed skull profile. It is best distinguished from the closely related Phaeomia ceridans by its vastly superior, much heavier body mass frame, and its distinct geographic restriction to late Oligocene forest horizons. A fairly large, robust ancestral elephantiform, standing roughly 2.2 meters at the shoulder, and massing around 2,500 kilograms. It possesses a low braincase, a sagittal crest, and an extraordinarily elongated lower jaw featuring a deep groove built for a long tongue. Its leathery hide shows a dark charcoal tan or slate gray wash. Equipped with a small primitive trunk, it carries 2 sets of short tusks. Maxillary tusks curve slightly downward, while its procumbent lower tusks project straight forward very close together. It actively roams the humid, tropical lowland plains, slow-moving river valleys, and reed-choked marshes of northern Africa. A dedicated forest browser, it uses its short trunk and low-crowned, ridged teeth to crop soft leaves, twigs, and aquatic flora. On solid ground, its pillar limbs drive a steady, heavy quadrupedal stride, with its eyes sitting directly over its molars. Mostly solitary, it remains quiet under cover, emitting soft nasal snorts and low-throat grunts. Frequently shares its subtropical wetland habitats with Phaeomia. It is reliably distinguished from Phaeomia by its significantly broader palate profile, distinct sagittal skull crest, and noticeably low-crowned, Loftont cheek teeth arrays completely lacking any complex trefoil cusp structures. A diminutive, revolutionary ancestral proboscidean standing about 1.3 meters at the shoulder and weighing a mere 484 kilograms. Functioning as a critical evolutionary link, it exhibits a compact, low-slung torso and a tapir-like skull profile equipped with a highly flexible, fully developed trunk. Its thick, wrinkled hide is a light mud ochre or charcoal tan wash, allowing it to fade seamlessly into the dense gallery forests, lush river valleys, and subtropical woodland networks of northeast Africa. A quiet and cautious forest browser, it navigates thick undergrowth to feed on soft leaves, fruits, and tender twigs. It is uniquely famous as the earliest known species to use a specialized, modern conveyor belt system of horizontal tooth displacement to manage heavy dental wear from its diet. On solid ground, it moves with a nimble, rhythmic quadrupedal pace. Mostly solitary, it remains completely silent while foraging, but groups use low, chest vibrating throat rumbles and wet nasal snorts when reacting to disturbance. Not to be confused with the drastically smaller Paleocene-era Erytherium, it is easily distinguished from the contemporary Palaeomastodon beadnelli and members of the genus Phaeomia by its significantly smaller, donkey-sized build, more advanced skull roof proportions, and its uniquely progressive horizontal tooth replacement mechanics. A enigmatic, small to medium ancestral elephantiform featuring a highly distinct, intermediate body plan that echoes both early mastodons and basal long-jawed browsers. Its tough, wrinkled hide likely shows a warm mud tan or charcoal olive hue, serving as excellent camouflage within the dense subtropical gallery forests, shifting river systems, and rich floodplains of its South Asian range. It actively patrols the coastal margins and ancient woodland tracts of the historic Dera Buggy Basin in present-day Pakistan. A secretive and cautious generalist, it moves deliberately through thick undergrowth, using a highly flexible, well-developed trunk alongside unique, half-mastodont, cheek teeth to crush tough twigs, leaves, and seasonal forest fruits. On land, it travels with a steady, graviportal quadrupedal gait. Mostly solitary, it remains remarkably quiet while foraging under the canopy, but individuals emit low, chest-vibrating throat rumbles and sharp nasal snorts when startled. Frequently overlaps in habitat with early true mastodons and gomphthers. It is best distinguished from the contemporary Gomphtherium by its noticeably smaller, more compact body frame and a highly distinct, structurally ambiguous dental architecture that exhibits unique ancestral cusp layouts and less derived ridge fusions.